Could there be a real historical basis for the sword Excalibur? Welcome back to Ceylonia Blue. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Arthurian legends, exploring a question that has captivated historians, writers, and enthusiasts for centuries. Could there be a real historical basis for the legendary sword Excalibur? Excalibur is perhaps one of the most iconic swords in literature, associated with the noble King Arthur and his legendary reign over Britain. But beyond the tales of knights and chivalry, there lies a blend of myth and history that raises intriguing possibilities. Let's start by looking at the origins of the Excalibur legend. The sword is often depicted as a magical weapon bestowed upon Arthur, symbolizing his rightful sovereignty. The most famous story tells of Arthur pulling Excalibur from a stone, proving his worthiness to rule. This scene has been retold countless times, but many wonder if it was inspired by real historical events or figures. Some historians suggest that King Arthur himself may have been based on a real leader from the early medieval period. While the historical records of Arthur are scarce and often shrouded in myth, there are hints that he could have been a Celtic chieftain or a Romano-British leader who fought against invading forces. If Arthur did exist, could Excalibur have been a real weapon, perhaps a symbol of power or a famous sword used in battle? Throughout history, swords have held significant importance in many cultures, often representing authority and valor. The legendary sword of Excalibur may have drawn inspiration from actual swords used by prominent figures during the Dark Ages. For example, some scholars point to the sword of the Anglo-Saxon king, Alfred the Great, or even swords associated with the legendary Roman general, Julius Caesar. These historical figures wielded swords that were not only weapons, but also symbols of their leadership and achievements. Furthermore, the idea of a magical sword can also be seen in various myths across different cultures. For instance, the Norse mythology features swords like Gram, which was used by the hero Sigurd to slay a dragon. Similarly, in Welsh mythology, the sword Caledfilch, often associated with Arthur, bears striking similarities to Excalibur. These connections suggest that the idea of a legendary sword could be a universal theme in storytelling, transcending cultures and time periods. Another aspect to consider is the archaeological evidence surrounding ancient swords. Across Europe, many ancient swords have been uncovered, some adorned with intricate designs and possibly linked to nobility. While none have been definitively identified as Excalibur, these discoveries show that the craftsmanship and reverence for swords were very much alive during the time when Arthurian legends were being formed. Additionally, the tales of Excalibur have evolved over the centuries, influenced by the political and social climates of different eras. In the medieval period, stories of chivalry and valor were popular, and Excalibur became a symbol of the ideal king. This transformation from a potential historical artifact to a mythological symbol illustrates how legends can shape and be shaped by the cultures that tell them. As we peel back the layers of the Excalibur legend, we find ourselves at the intersection of myth and history. While there may not be concrete evidence of a sword named Excalibur, the underlying themes of power, honor, and the quest for rightful leadership resonate through various historical narratives. So, is there a real historical basis for Excalibur? The answer may lie in the rich tapestry of history and myth that surrounds King Arthur and his legendary sword. While the specifics may be elusive, the stories continue to inspire and ignite our imaginations, reminding us of the timeless allure of heroism and adventure. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Excalibur and its potential historical roots. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Ceylonia Blue for more intriguing stories and insights. Until next time, keep the spirit of adventure alive.